Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever Fatal Herocast here at fatalhero.com. My name is Jason Evangelo, and I'm joined tonight and on every future episode by Levi Newman, my co-founder and partner in crime. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm excited to do this for the first time.
Now, we're obviously the co-founders, but we are certainly not the meat of what's going on. We've also got a few other people kind of joining us in this launch. We have the irreplaceable party hero, Kyle Gatto. We have Daniel Moran. We have Josh Knowles. And am I forgetting anyone?
No, I think
that was everyone, right?
That's it right now.
At least at the beginning. So what we want to do is kind of just sit here and have an intimate chat about why does Fatal Hero exist, why we're here, and why we're doing it the way that we're doing it, and why we think that's hopefully going to solve some problems and make it a win-win experience for everyone involved, right?
Yeah. I think this is going to be a great thing for the community, definitely for the gaming community.
So I'm not sure where to start. I kind of want to start towards the beginning. You came to my house here in Vegas and just kind of to like meet and hang out and do the friendship thing, and the idea kind of hatched. And I think I don't want to really bring up the whole Gamergate situation, the Zoe Quinn situation, but we don't really have an opinion on that. We just think that there has been so much negativity introduced into the gaming community and the gaming press and everything that it touches, and we want to bring that positivity back. We want to bring transparency back, and we want to deliver a gaming site that is truly not just for the community, but invested in by the community. I mean, truly for them, and Something that I'm writing in one of our introductory pieces is the fact that we aren't working in the game industry, or we're not working for the game industry. We're working for you guys, and
it's built for the community.
We want to talk about kind of how we're delivering that, right? So where should we start? Where do you want to start? We have a lot of crazy ideas and a lot of ground to cover. So
I know exactly where to start. For me, this idea came when I was taking, I believe, my fourth beating in a row at Virtua Tennis.
Dreamcast.
And you're right. I came there so we could hang out, so we could have fun. And as we're playing, you have every system known to man. You have the Oculus Rift.
I don't have the 3DO.
You have everything.
I don't have the 3DO.
And of all the things that we could have chosen, we both chose to play the Dreamcast
for hours.
For hours.
For hours.
And it was this feeling of enjoyment and excitement that we remember, like, you're playing with buddies and you don't have to be online even. Like, it's just that feeling of getting together, sharing something that we liked, and having a blast. And that was really, to me, what Fatal Hero spawned from, is those things that we remembered as younger gamers. The communities were built for shared experiences, and that's what we want to get back to.
Right. So we're coming at this from a couple different pillars, from a couple different angles. I'm specializing in one of them, Levi's specializing in the other, and that's going to trickle down into everything that we do. All right, so why don't we start sort of at the top, the most obvious thing, the foundation of the site, and let's talk about Patreon.
Yeah, so Patreon, for those that don't know, is a website built to where you can give back and participate within the community that you enjoy, whether it be writing or video or any number of things. So what we've decided to do is be less reliant on publishers and developers, be less reliant on ads, and be less reliant on all of these outside factors that may or may not influence our critiquing or opinions or anything that's involved in gaming. And so we want to put that back in the hands of our community. So what we'll do is start a Patreon. People can still join our site if they choose to or not. But these people can invest in our brand and those that do will have more experiences within Fatal Hero, with giveaways, with content, with any number of things. But it's so we can all be invested in the same brand without having to be more or less under the thumb, if you will, of outside influences.
Yeah, and I don't. Okay, I want to make something really clear, just so that we're not misunderstood. We're not saying that because sites have that relationship with the developers and the publishers and they're getting free games, we're not saying that that is corrupting their coverage or skewing their coverage. But we want to make absolutely sure that it isn't for us. And we felt like that's, completely removing that reliance. Not the dialogue. We still want to talk to publishers and developers about their games. But we don't want to go through the cycle of, requesting review copies and being sort of beholden to publishers for, what we're writing and letting them know what our score is going to be. And just there's a lot of kind of inside baseball back and forth stuff that we feel erodes the experience and takes away a little bit of transparency and honesty at times. So that's our solution. Is we will be buying all of our game reviews ourselves. We'll be buying all of our copies. If a publisher does send us a copy unsolicited, we'll be giving that copy away every time. And aside from that, the reason that we want to do Patreon is right now the game industry, the games press, is relying on this really old model. It's a cycle that has worked at times and at other times is very, very flawed, honestly. Flawed in this new kind of, in 2014, in the state of internet publishing that we're in now. In order to pay the bills, you have to have revenue, right? To get revenue, you need advertisers or ads. To get that, you need a readership large enough to warrant those ads. And to get that readership, you have to publish content that the masses want to read. When I'm writing content that is designed to get traffic and thus make money, the readers become secondary. We don't want to do that. No. We want this to be a two-way conversation where our conversation is just as important as our community's conversation back to us and amongst themselves. And so what we're going to do is we're not going to have any ads. We're not going to have any reliance on publishers for copies. We are going to be completely funded by our community. And what we want to do is prove to you that this is a place where you want to be, and in return, hope that you feel strongly enough about what we're creating to invest back into it, whether it's 5 cents a month or $5 a month.
And, I want to point out that we know that we're putting a lot into the hands of our community, our followers, and we want to put it back into your hands because we feel that we should be accountable for what we're doing, and you guys should hold us accountable for what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And we want people to believe that gaming can be, it sounds so ridiculous, but gaming can be fun again. Communities can be fun again. Shared experiences can be fun again. You shouldn't have to go to a game. You will. We can't take everything out, but we want to be able to have a community where people aren't cursing each other out or talking down to each other. We want nothing but equality. We want people to be able to come to our site, find other people that like the same game and play with them. We want to be able to give back games and have giveaways. Jason, we have a bunch of giveaways coming up.
We have a bunch of we have games, video cards, headphones, download codes for Steam and PSN, a entire PC gaming system that I built. Yeah. So there's a lot.
It's really comes back to investing back into the community. If you're going to be part of our family, if you're going to invest in us, we should reinvest in you because that is what a relationship is about. It's give and take.
Mm-hmm. And actually, why don't we talk about the reviews?
Yeah,
because this is a really good example of let's talk about our review system, which we have not implemented because all of us sat around a table and kept hammering it out. Do we want to do, buy it, rent it, forget it? Do we want to do 5 stars? Do we want to have a bunch of factors that end up in an aggregate score? Do we not want to have review scores at all? How do we want to format the reviews? Do we want to have second and third opinions?
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think it was either you or Josh, someone said, why don't we just let the community decide for us? Because that's who it's for.
I think it was Kyle.
I think it was Kyle. Yeah, I think it was
Kyle. I think it's brilliant. I mean, that's the thing for people listening. We want your input pretty much on everything. And the review system is the same. We want to put it in your hands, so we're not going to develop it until we've all had a say. And I think that's important that we all have a say.
Absolutely. And like I said, I've learned a lot from way back in 2004 when I started a podcasting network and was all popular for that. And, from being a writer who's part of a team and also, going out on his own. And I'm trying to sort of put all my lessons into one basket, and that's what Fatal Hero is. And so we've talked about the community, we've talked about the publishing model and how we want to kind of rewrite that. And I do want to say, I know there's a lot of kick-ass content creators already using Patreon, and they're doing really, really well at using Patreon, by the way. I mean, there are my friends.
What a great site, right?
Yeah, I mean, my friends Jake Baldino and his buddies have a YouTube show called Pretty Much It, and they're having a phenomenal success rate with Patreon, and their community is just loving it. They're loving it. But I don't know how many sites do it on a scale that we're hoping to do it on.
I think it's going to be. I mean, it's pretty novel. I think it's going to be a pretty new thing. So. Yeah, I mean, I hope people are as excited as we are.
And to that end, transparency is a big, big deal to us. And one thing that I wanted to point out is that at the end of the month or, the beginning of each new month, we're going to be extremely transparent with you guys. We're going to basically give you like a kind of a state of the union, state of Fatal Hero report, financial report. And we're going to go, here's what's been donated to the site, and here's how it's being distributed. Here is how much people got paid. Here's what we're putting back into the site. Here's what we're setting aside for game copies to review. Just all of that stuff. Again, because we think that this should be a two-way dialogue between us and the people who are reading the site. And watching. We're going to have videos. We're going to have a lot of podcasts.
I think we're going to cover the whole.
It's been pretty so we've been planning this for a while, but it's been pretty fluid, and we haven't settled on a lot of specific types of video content or specific types of podcast because we actually want to get your input on that too. I mean, we'll have the Fatal Hero cast. We'll have various topics that we'll talk about. It'll resemble a lot of other great gaming podcasts that are out there. But hopefully it'll be more shaped by you than those other podcasts are, Does that make sense?
I mean, it does to me, but I'm listening.
You're listening. That's right. I'm doing a lot of talking. So actually we're going to let Levi talk for a bit. And aside from being my friend, there's a really awesome thing that he brings to the table. So
unlike some of the other writers, who are phenomenal. Jason is obviously very, very, very great at what he does, and so are the others. And I have been a writer for 7-8 years now. But I have actually been working in marketing for that entire time. I ran social media and social media marketing for Fortune 500 company for 3 years, and now I work in marketing as a full-time job for an international crafts company. And that's what I do. I develop brands and I listen to communities. And this is, I've always been a gamer. So, I had the original Nintendo. And I had to blow in it like everybody else.
We're so old. We're old.
But gaming has always been a passion. Just for everybody that's going to listen to this, gaming is a passion. And I wanted to marry my passion with what I do, and I wanted to surround myself with people that are even better in the sphere, in the gaming sphere, you and Josh and Kyle, and I wanted to marry those things together so we could create something for the community. I spend my I've spent the last few years of my life listening to people, and what they want is to be heard, and what they want is to be cared about, and what they want is to be included, and that's what we want to do, and that is my vision, and that is my pillar, if you will, of what Fatal Hero is.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I care about the gaming community, and it's important to me, and I want people to come to us and enjoy it just the same. Like, everybody at Fatal Hero is on the same level. Everybody's equal, and that's what it should be about. And speaking on that really quickly, is people should know that we are a positive first community. If you come there and you are negative, we don't want you there. We're going to be heavily moderated. We don't want negativity on our site. We want positive people. If that means less people, but they're all positive,
absolutely.
Yes, that's what we want. If you're negative, don't even bother. If you come on there and you spew negativity or hate, you're gone. This is about positive community
and you can have your money back. You know?
Yeah, and you can have your money back. We don't want that. I don't care if you would donate $1 billion, but you're the biggest.
Well,
let's
back up now. Let's back up.
We'll take $1 billion for a jerk.
I mean, we're only human.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. You take your 37 cents, jerk, and you go.
Oh man.
But I mean, that is really what it's about. Is we want people to know that we're listening, that we're sharing, that we're having a positive community, and that it's going to be a give and take. For whatever you put in, you're going to get back just the same.
Awesome. Anything else we want to cover?
I don't know that there is. We do want people to know that the logo's on the way. We want people to know that the site's going to be up soon, so look for that.
And that's fatalhero.com. We
what
are.
Else?
I don't know. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, but we'll have all the links everywhere. And by the time you're hearing this, we'll probably be live.
Yeah.
I don't know when that will be, but I'm thinking it might be soon. Very soon. Very soon.
Until then, you can find us on Destiny. We do have a clan. We have a clan on Destiny.
Yeah, we have a clan that I named Fatal Heroes.
If you'd like to join us, by all means, let us know.
And we made that clan 2 or 3 weeks ago, just in preparation, and I started talking specifically about what Fatal Hero is today on Facebook and Twitter a few days before you're hearing this, guys. And people were like, "That's why you named that clan Fatal Heroes. That's what this is." So yeah, it's
out there.
So thanks,
yeah.
Seriously, thanks for doing this with me and with all of us, really.
One last thing that I want people to know is that regardless if you invest in Patreon or not, we want you there.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna do it anyway. I mean, we're doing it out of pocket anyway because we care about it. So one way or another, it's gonna happen. If you just happen to want to help us out, fantastic. If you can't, but you still want to be a part of us, fantastic.
Sure,
we want you either way.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna try and change the game, so to speak. Sorry about that. That was awful.
That just
we're putting our fate in your hands, so to speak.
There you go.
Oh,
let's
stop
go.
me.
Let's
Please
just
stop
one up
me.
a pun right there.
Please stop me. Get out the pun dog. All right, guys. Well, hey, we're going to say goodbye for now. This is probably going to be our shortest ever episode. Going forward, you can look forward, we will have much lengthier episodes with more interesting staff members and guests. But for now, this has been the Fatal Hero Cast, episode 0. On behalf of Levi. Oh my God! I need to stop. On behalf of Levi, Newman, and everyone at Fatal Hero, thanks for listening and thanks for being part of this. Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever I was sorry to say Tangled Cables.
You want to try it again?
Oh, shit. Outtake. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, 10 seconds.